Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We're learning Mishna Rosh Hashanah, Parak Aleph, Chapter 1, Mishnah Beis, Mishnah 2. Barba Prakim Ha'olam Nidan. There are 4 times in the year that the world is judged. Hashem takes a look at Hashem is judging us for different things. Pesach, on Pesach, ala Tfua, we are judged regarding the grain. How much grain we're going to receive is judged on Pesach. Why on Pesach? The explanation given here is, on the second day of Pesach, we are obligated to bring the Omer offering. Right? The second day of Pesach, we bring the Omer offering. The Omer offering is made of which grain? Barley. The purpose of this offering is to show Hashem that we rely on Him for grain and are asking Him for a successful harvest. That is what lies in bringing this sacrifice. The sacrifice is a request for a blessing in our grain harvest. By ordering us to bring this offering on Pesach, the Torah informs us that Pesach is the time when Hashem determines the success of the grain harvest. So if bringing the Omer is a way of asking Hashem for a blessing in the harvest, and Hashem tells us to do this on Pesach, that means Pesach is the time that He is deciding, that He's judging judging about the success of our grain. So therefore, we say that on Pesach, we're being judged regarding the grain. Ba'atzeres, which is another name for Shavuos, al Peres Ha'ilan, we're being judged over the fruit of the tree. What connection is there between Shavuos and the fruit of the tree? The answer is that if we follow the opinion that the tree of knowledge, the Eitz Hadas, that Adam and Chava ate from was wheat, if we follow that opinion, then that means that when the Torah used the word Eitz, tree, in Bereshis, they're talking about the Eitz Hadas, the tree of knowledge. If we say it's talking about wheat, that means wheat is called a tree. So therefore, we're saying that the connection of wheat to Shavuos is the fact that on Shavuos we are commanded to bring the offering of the Shtei Halechem, the 2 loaves, which consists of wheat. It's made of wheat. So Hashem is telling us to bring a wheat offering on Shavuos. And if wheat is called a tree, as we find according to the opinion that says the tree of knowledge was wheat, so then it comes out that Hashem is telling us to bring a tree fruit, a tree product on Shavuos, so that we should be blessed we should receive a blessing for the fruits of a tree. And therefore, and the fact that Hashem is telling us to do that means that Shavuos is the time to do so. So again, let me read it to you from here. On Shavuos, we are commanded to bring the offering of the Shtei Halechem, the 2 loaves, which consists of wheat. The Tana of this Mishnah classifies wheat as a tree, because in his view, the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden was wheat. The fact that we bring a tree offering on Shavuos indicates that this is the time when Hashem decides the quantity and quality of our tree's produce. It's the same like we said before by the wheat. We're bringing this offering to bring us blessings within this kind of produce. And that means that this is the time when Hashem is deciding how the produce will turn out. Next, the Mishnah says, Rosh Hashanah, at the beginning of the year, meaning on the 1st of Tishrei, on Rosh Hashanah, all those who have entered the world, that's what it means, all those who entered the world, meaning all human beings, pass before Hashem, Kivnei Morain, which we're going to has a number of translations in the Gemara, but the Gemara brings that another translation we're going to work with is that each one of us pass before Hashem like a lamb before the shepherd. And He judges us for life or death based on our deeds. Now, what does it mean that we pass before Him like sheep? So the explanation that we'll work with is something you mentioned yesterday. When you have to perform the mitzvah, when you have to tithe your animals, right? Talk about the new animals that were born that year, you have to tithe them. What do? You put them in a narrow pen. Each one goes out one at a time in front of the shepherd, and the 10th one gets a little tap with some ink to know that that is the 10th one. But the point is that each and every individual, it's not like a bunch of the sheep passed before the shepherd. One sheep passed by the shepherd one at a time. That means also on Rosh Hashanah, we pass before Hashem one at a time. Each one of us is judged individually on our own by Hashem that for what's going to happen for us the coming year based on our deeds. Now, what they bring down here, very interesting. Well, let me finish the Mishnah. Shenamar, as it says, which literally, which the translation of that pasuk is, Hayotzer, the Creator sees their hearts together and understands all their deeds. What that means is that even though they pass in front of Hashem one by one, as we just said, He sees them all at the same time together. There's two things happening. There's something happening one by one, each individual together, and then there's also where Hashem looks at everyone together. There's two different aspects here. There's each person individually, and then there is the way Hashem looks at all of us together. So the explanation to that really actually deals with another question. And the other question, and we say the other question is the following. If we are saying that on Rosh Hashanah, each one of us are judged individually, so that includes our livelihood, our health, etc. So that would mean that on Rosh Hashanah, I should be judged. If I'm being judged individually how my life is going to be, then I should be judged also how my fruits are going to come out and how my produce is going to come out, right? So if that is being judged already on Rosh Hashanah for me, then what's the point of the judgment on Pesach, on Shavuos? What's the point of that? So the answer that's given is, on Rosh Hashanah, every person is judged as to whether he will live or die, whether he will experience pleasure or pain, profit or loss. Although on Pesach and Shavuos it is decided how much produce will grow, that judgment concerns the general public. On Rosh Hashanah is decided how large a portion of those crops each individual will receive. So there is a judgment for the world. How much produce will the world get? Will it get a lot? Will it get a little? And then there is a decision about each individual, how much of each thing will he receive? So therefore, you have both. You have the individual being judged, and you have everyone being judged at one time together also. And then the last thing the Mishnah mentions is, and on Sukkot we are judged regarding water, regarding rain, regarding water. What's the connection between Sukkot and water? The explanation is, on each day of Sukkot, we are commanded to do the mitzvah of Nisa Chamayim, a special pouring of water that's done on the Mizbech, on the altar, only on Sukkot. So the Torah thus teaches us that God's judgment about water takes place on Sukkot. If on Sukkot we're given a special mitzvah of water, that means that we're using, this is the mitzvah by which we beseech Hashem for water. The fact that this mitzvah takes place on Sukkot means that Sukkot is the time that Hashem is deciding about the water we're going to receive. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi.